Hemp is one of the oldest cultivated plants on our planet, and there is hardly any other plant which is so versatile. Yet it is a highly controversial issue. Many people regard hemp as a useless weed from which dangerous drugs like marijuana can be made. Hemp is a very resistant plant. It can survive in almost any climate. Its strong smell keeps pests at bay. The most valuable constituent part of the plant are the hemp fibers, which can be up to 5 meters high. The German Matthias Bruckers has been promoting the industrial use of hemp for more than 15 years.
Hemp was a sacred plant in many early cultures because hardly anything else is so profitable, versatile and easy to grow. Hemp was used as a construction material as well as a medicine. And it was important in wartime as well. Everyone knows Napoleon marched into Russia. But why? He wanted to prevent the Tsar from exporting hemp to England. For Russia, hemp at that time was what crude oil is to Saudi Arabia today, its most important export article. The English Navy needed a vast amount of hemp to keep its ships operating. Without hemp, Columbus would never have made it to America, for instance, because in stormy seas, a cotton sail lasts 3 days at the most. The hemp plant is very resistant to moisture, which made it an important war material for many hundreds of years. Serious wars were once fought over hemp, in the same way we fight over oil today.
In time, industry also discovered how useful hemp could be and turned it into linen, sails, or yarn. But all this changed in 1920 with the start of the prohibition laws in the USA. Not only was the production of alcohol banned, but it was forbidden to grow hemp too. Harry Anslinger, later to become a member of Congress, led the battle against the plant with propaganda films like Reefer Madness. And he succeeded. The story of the father who killed his whole family after consuming marijuana and lost his mind proved effective. But hemp did not just fall by the wayside socially.
Industrially, hemp fell behind toward the end of the 19th century. While there were very advanced machines around for cotton, for instance, that made cotton harvesting and processing cheap, hemp plants still had to be picked by hand. And they also had to be processed in an archaic manner.
But hemp is making a comeback today. The paper industry, in particular, has discovered hemp. In contrast with traditional paper, which often leaves behind chemical remains when recycled, hemp paper is much more environmentally friendly. It is 100% biological and can be totally recycled. Hemp instead of wood. This development could also ensure that millions of trees would not have to be felled for the paper industry every year. But hemp's potential is much bigger than this. Hemp seeds can be used to make candle oil and wax, canvas and oil colors, ointments and food oil. Hemp fibers can also be turned into clothing. Materials made of hemp breathe much more naturally than traditional cotton. Hemp is also added to mortar in the construction industry to provide greater stability to building foundations. And even fuel can be made from hemp. Methanol extracted from the hemp plant could provide a high-quality alternative to petrol and so revolutionize the motor industry. Some diesel engines have been developed to such a degree that they can now run on hemp oil without any problems. One of the first men to link cars with this renewable raw material was Henry Ford. The bodywork of his hemp car built in 1950 was completely manufactured out of this natural fiber. Although it was extremely robust, the new vehicle was not a success. But it looks as if hemp is getting a second chance today.
Actually, in the States, it was Jack Herer in his book who pointed out that hemp is one of the best and most valuable raw materials we have. He makes it clear that prohibiting the plant was a totally insane piece of legislation.
Fear of the drug marijuana still makes life tough for hemp, despite its wide range of applications. We owe it to people like Matthias Brückers that this extraordinary biological raw material is making a comeback.